There's power in a drumbeat on a hill above the sea. Power in the voice of a supporter. But it all amounts to nothing. Together we don't sing. There's power when we're North Boise. And they go forever. Old Town scenery. Valley and mountain, chaparral to the sea. And the colors of our rainbow, sunset, orange, Tory green. There's power when we're North Boise. ST loyal forever. Someday North County. Desert to islands. Get back on you and me. All our voices strong together as we cheer on our team. There is power when we're
Hello, and welcome back for another season of the Loyal Locals podcast. I'm John Cross. I'll be your host this evening. And with me on the screen, you can see we have two other guests who are going to help me out. In the top right, he is a newly elected member of the Locals Congress. He's also a co-host of a couple of new shows we have coming out on Bum TV. We have Dylan Wilson. Dylan, thank you for being here.
Thanks, John. It's good to be here. Good to be back. Excited that things are getting rolling for the season.
So, Dylan, I wanted to ask you, do you have any updates about your two new shows you're co-hosting with Max Bristow?
We do, I guess. I wouldn't call it a huge update, but we are planning to do kind of a test run of our post-game show at the friendly this Saturday at Torero against San Diego State. Just kind of feeling out where we want to do it in the stadium. I think we know where we want to do it, but we're going to be doing kind of a test run. So if you want to have a peep at that, that'll be going on.
All right, and I'm actually going to be out there helping you a little bit for that. So hopefully we'll have some good practice.
We couldn't do it without you, John.
All right. And then in the bottom of your screen, we have someone who's a local who's here via Minnesota, if I remember correctly. He also, as where we're going to talk to him a little bit later about, is he's going to be in charge of our new supporter group Rocket League team. So Kevin Johnson, thanks for being here. Sorry, Kevin Joseph, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so Kevin, I have to ask you how you're feeling if you're back up to 100%, because you had posted on Discord, you had quite the time at the San Diego Outlaws bus trip going up to Carson on Saturday. So are you back to 100% now?
I am definitely not back to 100%. I am of an advanced age that tells me I shouldn't have had as much delicious San Diego beer as I did all day.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, and look forward to talking about the Rocket League team here in just a few minutes. I'd also like to welcome all the people we have listening live on the chat right now. And just a reminder for those who are there, please feel free to drop questions or comments at any time. And Kevin and Dylan, I'm going to ask both of you to help kind of monitor the YouTube chat so we can be sure to answer any of those questions as they come up during the show.
Sounds good.
All right. Are we ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Okay. We have, obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about the SDSU match coming up. We will be talking about the Rocket League team in a little bit, but to kick us off, it has been a long time since we have had a show. In fact, the last show was before our loss to Oakland in the playoffs. And I don't know if you remember, Dylan, you actually co-hosted that show, our last one of the season.
I do.
But I want to ask you guys, normally do a weekly recap, but since we don't have, a weekly recap to do, I'd like you to give me something that happened during the off season that got you excited for this upcoming season. Like, what was something that happened that really got you, like, you're ready for 2023? So Dylan, go first.
I think for me, the first thing that really got me excited was the roster drop. Seeing that we had re-signed so many players was pretty phenomenal, especially considering the turnover that you get used to seeing in the USL. And I also, to put it diplomatically, appreciated the players that did not return as well. So that got me pretty hyped about the season.
Fair enough.
Getting to see all those guys that I wanted to see back. Every single player, except Jack Blake, I guess, that I wanted to see back was back, and Kyle Vassell, but we know, he had his personal reasons. So yeah, that I would say the roster drop really.
All right, so the roster drop for you, Kevin. How about you?
A lot of that I like that there's some continuity. Again, at the lower levels, you don't see a lot of that, but I'm really interested to see how Nate Miller's going to do. I know there's been a lot of talk that he's kind of run the team already so far, but with Landon moving to more of a front office role, where I hope he has some very exciting things coming for us. We won't talk about those. I'm really interested to see with Nate in full control how that goes.
I agree. That's going to be fun. See what, not only who Nate really is as a coach, but also I think we'll be able to see what influences specifically Landon had, because we know Nate's been involved, but now we'll see what has he done. What does he do when he's in charge?
Right.
Yeah, that will definitely be something to see how the chemistry of the team gels this year. For me, it's always the schedule drop. And maybe that's because of some of the stuff I do with Bum TV and other things, but I can talk about players, but until the schedule drops and I see those games and know when they're going to be, when we're playing Phoenix, when we're going to Orange County, right, that's when it starts to get real and I get excited because now I feel like I can actually plan for things. But everything up until that seems to be a little bit of, I don't know. It's not real yet for me until the schedule actually drops.
Do you have?
All right,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, you talked about some planning. Do you have any particular games, like away days, that you've picked out for yourself?
I have a friend in Sacramento that we've known each other since the 4th grade. And he lives in Sacramento now. And I've been meaning for years to get up there for an away game to go and visit. And it just hasn't worked out. And I don't know if it's going to work out this year either. That's one I'm always looking forward to and trying to see where it is on the schedule. And the last few years, it hasn't worked out for either my schedule or my friend's schedule. He's out of town a lot. So, I got to catch him when he's in town also.
Right.
So that hasn't worked out for me. But I always, the Orange County away trip is fun. I like looking for the away trips. I like looking. I know what's happening in San Diego. I want to see which ones that I can go to and get a new experience. I'd love to go out to New Mexico. That just hasn't worked out either.
Well, here's hoping that Sacramento can work out for you this year.
I hope so. We'll see. But it's Sacramento and then Phoenix, right? That's match day 3 and match day 4 for us. Those 2 away games. Is that right?
So I'll double check that, but I believe that's correct.
That's going to be a tough turnaround for if you do both. So I have to make a decision. And plus the Phoenix one is at the start of my spring break. So that makes
spring
that one
break
a little easier as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to a couple of shout outs here. Dylan, we had mentioned you were a new member of Congress, newly voted into Congress. We also have someone else, and we'll see if we can get this picture up while I'm trying to do double duty here. Mr. Jerry Ibarra was also nominated and got voted into Locals Congress. I love this picture of Jerry back from the Vegas away trip last year where had the drum, he didn't have the sticks, but he kept drumming with a twig and a bottle. So that one gets me every time. I have that one saved to pull up for special reasons just like this.
Everything is a drumstick if you try hard enough.
That's right. Have either of you guys been on the Vegas away trips? Because that's one I haven't been on as well.
No, it hasn't worked out timing wise for me so far.
Yeah, the only trip I've done was last year's, the first one last year to Orange County, where we took firm ownership of that stadium.
Yes, we did.
We don't go to Vegas
to see that happen again.
Vegas is the last game of the season this year as well, October 14th. So I imagine that'll be tough for some people to swing.
especially depending what they do during the rest of the season, and probably depends where we are. What's our standing? What's their standing coming into that last game of the season? All right, so we got that one other thing that I would like to just welcome all our new Discord members as well. And anybody who's watching this for the first time or listening to it, if you're listening to it after we do this live, if you haven't joined the Discord, make sure you join the Discord if you're a member so you can get all the latest news and information. We do, since our last show, I think I counted up, but there were 23 new members we've had. So some of them kind of joined towards the end of last season in the off season, but we've had quite a few new people sign up since we've opened up memberships here. And let's go ahead and talk about memberships briefly, because we do have some memberships just opened. And I'll ask you guys, Dylan, first. Have you signed up and done your membership?
I did. I re-upped as soon as the link was available. I was about to say I wanted to give a shout out to the art that's been coming this year so far. Really good stuff. I think that the Discord increase has, no doubt, been related to the awesome advertising we're getting out there. But yeah, I honestly, I joined as a paying member of the locals like at least a full year before I was even getting involved, just because I like supporting what everybody does here. So yeah, as soon as I had the chance, I signed back up.
Yeah, I did. I think the day I got the email, probably within the hour that I opened up the email, I had that signed up as well.
It's the
Kevin,
best
how about you?
$25 you're going to spend all year, right?
Definitely.
Kevin?
Yeah, I've already done mine. I have what I call my scarf problem, which is mostly sitting in bins behind me that you can't see. My count is up close to 140 at this point. So, of course, I'm getting membership with the scarf.
Good problem to have, though, right?
Yeah. You see, I did manage to put one up behind me for this.
There you go. Now, there are 3 different tiers of membership. It's all on the website. If you go to thelocalssg.com, you can find all the information there right on the front page. If you want the scarf, it is the $25 membership. But one of the things I also wanted to mention is I don't have the graphic here. I actually have a very zoomed in one. I'm going to pull up here in just a second. But what are your guys' thoughts of the stickers? All those stickers that Travis Peterson did. Dylan, you mentioned about all the artwork that's coming up, and one of the driving forces behind the artwork, the wonderful artwork we get, is Travis Peterson. So I'd like to give a huge shout out to him. But give me some of your thoughts about that, the stickers, and I'm gonna pull that up here in just a second.
The stickers there's a lot of good stuff in there, but I think the thing that got me the most excited about it is the stickers designed for the Lego figures. I have recently rediscovered my love of Lego, so that was very well timed.
Yeah, and I'm going to pull up a different screen where we zoom in, because there are a couple of particular ones that I like. And if anybody saw on socials, if you haven't, you need to go back and see some that Travis posted where we have the Marklin Lego. looks just like Marklin.
Here, I can
find and as I was looking through all the little jerseys for Legos, I'm gonna have to zoom in on this and pull up this other screen here in just a second. But as I was getting in close and really looking closely at these were the 2 that caught my eye. All right, the little Fiend ones. I love the little Lego skull on there for the Fiend.
Somebody
jackets.
has that jacket. Is it Josh who has that jacket? Joshua? I can't remember. Somebody has that jacket in real life, though. I've seen it.
Oh,
around.
Really?
I'm certain I've seen it. Yeah.
You're not saying with the minifig head, are you?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that there are like custom Fiend jackets out there, and I'm almost certain I've seen a Lego head one before.
That's amazing.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm almost certain. Somebody tell me in the Discord or here if you know who I'm talking about.
And we have someone who's, I saw mentioned in the chat, who loves the bluey one, but there's all kinds of cool stickers that Travis put together. Some have been around for a while, some are new that he put together this year. But there really are some great stickers, and I'm always torn. Travis did the his kind of localified, loyalified versions of the Premier League teams a couple years back, and I only got one set. I have my set and I've never opened it because I want to keep it. And this is the same thing. I kind of want to keep this one, but I really want to get a second set so I can use it and have a one set to keep.
Yeah, I think I had a set of the Premier League stickers. I don't know. I used one or two of them, but I don't know what I did with the rest of them. But those were a lot of fun. They did. I don't know if they did a set that was beyond the Premier League too. I don't know if it ever went out to people, but it's on that wall that's in the like art wall that's in the shop. There's stickers for like every club you could think of in Europe, but loyalified.
Nice.
Right. Yeah. All right. Let's move on a little bit. There were a couple, just the scarf comments are kind of reminding me of a couple things people have brought to my attention before about our member scarves. And right now we're still in the process of getting those together. I don't really have any new update at the moment as to when or a time frame of when they will be here, but as soon as leadership has that information, they'll be disseminating that out through Discord and the socials and probably email, and let everybody know when those are coming in and when you can pick them up. All right, let's switch gears now. I want to give Kevin a little time here in the spotlight, because really, Kevin, we brought you on specifically to talk about this Rocket League team and the team we're trying to put together as a supporter group to play in the Supporters Gaming League. So, Kevin, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you talk about what you're doing.
Yeah. So, Supporters Gaming League started in 2020. I had vaguely heard of it. I watched Dark Clouds from Minnesota United play on stream once for that league. They're having a bit of a reorganization phase right now. So they're launching a new season coming up in the next couple of weeks. Actually, they're hoping to get the registrations done this week so that next week we can start playing games. It involves supporter groups from around North America, not just, obviously, for us, USL teams, MLS teams, and I've seen at least one Liga MX team that has members on their Discord. So we might end up playing a team from there even. It's a 3v3. That's pretty standard format if anybody's ever seen the RLCS or things like that. So we're doing registrations right now. We've got a few people signed up. We actually, if there are people who are still interested who haven't contacted us about it, we still have some space to get you into the SGL Discord. And we have the option, if there are enough people who are dedicated to it, we could even have multiple teams. So, I'm not holding my breath on that one right now, but I just want to put it out there because I don't want to discourage people from getting in contact with us, even if you're not going to play on the league team itself. Like, we're just have some nights for fun, play some sixes, that kind of thing. So I definitely encourage people to, even if you don't think you're very good at the game, none of us are very good at the game. So please come play with us.
All right, so I did want to ask quickly, is this the logo you guys are using here?
Yeah, so I made that. It's a riff, obviously, on the locals with Bum there, as well as the Rocket League logo itself. So we got Bum chasing that ball.
All right, so I got a couple of follow-up questions that I know I have, but I want to turn it over to Dylan for a chance. Dylan, do you play any Rocket League?
I do, actually. I wanted to say that the scale of not that good is definitely relative. I play pretty casually, just with friends. I use it more as a way to keep in touch with people that I know who don't live near here. But I don't think I'm that good. But I play with these guys regularly, and they are, in my opinion, very good. But yeah, I do have a few questions, mostly just about how the league will be structured. Like, how has it been structured in the past? I know that generally speaking, games are, like you said, 3v3, and they'll do like a best 3 of 5. But is it like, are there groups? Is it like a group stage type thing? Just kind of how is the competition structured?
So some of that they haven't released yet. I think they're trying to see how many teams are going to sign up for this new season. I think generally it's just going to be a league standings kind of thing. They are saying they're going to have 2 champions for each season, one the regular season, and then there'll be playoffs after. Each team will play 1 game a week. It's very flexible scheduling, so you just get together with the other team and figure out when you can play that week. It is best 3 out of 5 series. But each game kind of counts as, towards the tiebreaker and whatnot.
Cool. Okay. Makes sense. If we have 2 teams, I wanted to say we should do an A team and a B team, and I will be on the B team.
All good. It would be, if we could get to that, it would be fun because the teams will have to play each other at some point, which also reminds me the league is planning on doing some games on their Twitch stream.
Nice.
I don't have all the details of that as of yet, but their plan is kind of figuring out when they find out which teams are going to play when, if there's a couple that are going to go the same night, try and figure out the scheduling so that they can run it on the stream.
Nice. I don't really have any other questions, so John, you can take it away. But I just wanted to say, put it out there, like regardless of what you think your skill level is at Rocket League, like just come play with us. It's a good time, if nothing else.
Yeah, it sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. When is it looking to start?
So the plan is the registration is running through February 4th. We have till then to get our team or teams submitted, and then they're looking for the first games to be next week.
All right, so February 4th is just getting towards the end of this week. So if you're interested, or if there's anyone who's interested, they should be reaching out to you, right, Kevin?
Definitely. You can find me on the Locals Discord as KJ, or also if you check the Twitter, the Locals Twitter mentioned it last week, and I am mentioned in there. So you can get a hold of me either way.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to lots of updates this season. If they're going to be on Twitch, maybe we can highlight some of those shows and get a lot of people watching and get a lot of people playing.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. If we end up on a stream, we'll make sure everybody knows.
I did just want to address a couple things in the chat. To Puma, yes, this is a great chance to flex that we have loyal swag in Rocket League. We will be doing that. And then to Johnny, as far as are there any other games as the Supporters Gaming League? I don't have an answer to that. Kevin, do you know?
As far as I know, they've only done Rocket League. They had the name was more Rocket League specific before. They've changed back to being called Supporters Gaming League, I think, with the idea that down the line they could open up to more games.
Good to know.
All right, that's good. Did anybody else catch any questions maybe we missed from the chat?
Not about the gaming league. There's been a couple other things that have been asked, but
all right, well, let's go through some of the upcoming events, and then we'll take a chance to try to catch all those questions back up. Okay, so we do have a couple of events coming up here very soon. We'll talk about the SDSU match here at the very end, but on Thursday, and let's see if I have my slide ready. Oh, I'm not sure where it is. I'm gonna have to find it. Oh, here we go. Sorry, working double duty here. The drum circle is going to be on Thursday this week. It is open to everyone, as you can see on the flyer there. It's going to be at 5:45 at the East Lawn over at Snapdragon. I know lots of times if you've been before, they've done them at Balboa Park frequently. This one's going to be at Snapdragon, and should be anybody can come out, and all ages as well. I've been out to a couple of them at different times. I haven't been to any this year, but been out to them, and you get all ages. You get kids, you get adults, you get out there. It's a good time, good chance to learn some of the new chants and even propose some new chants. If you have any ideas or thoughts about something you'd like to see us do in 109, that's your chance to get out there and do that. So, Dylan, have you ever been out to any of the drum circles?
I have not actually. I have not had a chance.
Yeah, they are a lot of fun to get out there.
Yeah.
And occasionally there have been flares and different times as well. You can do things sometimes out there that you can't always do, that you want to do as a supporter, but you can't do in the stadium. Kevin, how about you?
I have not either, and unfortunately, I can't make Thursday nights, but that does sound like a good time.
Yeah, I know Wednesdays have frequently been a date, and this week I noticed that they're on a Thursday, so we'll try to, in future shows, keep people posted for any additional drum circles that are coming up. All right.
They've been posting some videos in the
yeah.
Discord of the ones they've been doing recently, and it's been looking pretty good. I think I'm going to make it out Thursday this time. So
Yeah, a couple of the new chants they have out there, so you can at least get an idea of some of the things they're looking at doing. Maybe put some more chants in our rotation. And good to see Mr. Nick Duffy is with us tonight, who helps organize a lot of these. So should head on out there if you have the chance on Thursday. All right. Couple weeks out. Now, we're not going to have a show next week. We're in preseason, like everybody's in preseason. So we're in preseason with our shows. We're not going to have another show until the end of February. So we want to cover a couple of the events that are coming up in between now and then as well. But once we hit February 28th, we'll be going weekly with our Loyal Local podcasts. We do have the match in Coachella, the one at the Empire Polo Fields out in Indio, that the Loyal are playing New York City FC. And Kevin, I believe we were talking earlier, you are planning on heading out there, aren't you?
Yeah, I keep putting it off, but I'm about 90% sure I'm going to head over for that. Going to meet up with some other people I know through American Outlaws, and also I will mention my other team there because it's a doubleheader. Minnesota United's going to play before Loyal, so it'll be a nice day with 2 games.
All right, that's awesome for you, Dylan. Are you planning to head out there at all?
no, I'm not.
Yeah. I haven't decided.
My travel budget is going to be limited this year, so I've had to be picky about away days and travel.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to play hooky from school, right, and head on out.
I won't tell if you don't tell.
Nobody needs to know.
Well, I think I've already told everybody. But I'm thinking about it. I might head out there. I went to high school out in the area, and I might want to go back for a little bit and go check it out. And then shortly after that, a few days later, really, that Saturday, I believe it is, we'll be playing LAFC up at what is it, BMO Stadium now, no longer the Bank. And I know there's some people who are planning to go no matter what, and I know as a supporter group, we're trying to get a bus going and trying to work out all the details and get tickets. But Dylan, how about that one? I know you said you're on a budget. Are you going to be up there?
No, probably not. Probably not again.
I have never been to the Bank or BMO, and again, it's one of those things, just scheduling conflicts. I just hasn't worked out, or when it's been available, it just hasn't been a match or something I was that interested in. But Kevin, how about you? Have you been able to go out and see Minnesota maybe up there for a match?
Yeah, I've been to, I believe, 3 of them that Minnesota's come to LAFC, and yeah, it's a terrific stadium. It's not super flashy, but it's really well made. The sight lines are great. The video board is incredibly impressive. And, honestly, it's different when it's Minnesota or it'll be with San Diego because, we don't have a natural rivalry with LAFC. So I've met some of the LAFC supporters before games. They've been really friendly.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, we have a lot of LAFC supporters within the Locals supporter group. And I imagine if we get the chance to get up there and get something organized, it would probably be more along those lines as opposed to a Galaxy LAFC kind of event. All right, so let's see what else we have up here that I'm forgetting. I guess that's it. Those are our really big kind of events to hit. We'll pause at this time. Dylan, you had said there were a couple other questions. Let's see if we can try to go and answer those.
I think the other big one was about the drum circle. That
Yeah.
yeah. So other than that, I think we did get to everything questions wise. Oh, anyone have scoop on MLS rumors? Not really anything else. Everything that you heard in November is still what we're up to date on. So if the Discord's the place, if you want to chat about it, but there's nothing new as far as I know.
Agreed. I am not well of anything in there, and that is probably not only a conversation for Discord, but if we do something like this, probably on the lounge to go and hit that and discuss it. And as
I'm sure I was going to say, I'm sure
Tay
Taylor
has
would want us
pointed
to
out,
highlight that there is a whole thread dedicated to
Yes.
MLS discussion in the Discord.
Right. There is. All right. Well, I think that is nearly everything. The last thing to talk about really is our match coming up, because we actually have a match coming up this weekend. Kind of, right? We're playing SDSU. I have no idea what it's supposed to look like on the field. I guess I strongly believe it's probably not going to look like an actual match and more like a scrimmage, and maybe breaking it up into 20-minute things or whatever they decide to do. But as locals, my understanding is we're going to try to be there in 109, practice some chants, treat it a little bit like a game. It is a heavy season ticket member event. If you are a season ticket member, you've been getting the emails. We did get clarification from the team that the match is open to the public, so anybody can come. It's not a season ticket member exclusive event. But the club would like us, anybody who is planning on going, to please fill out their little RSVP form. So if you're a season ticket member, you got this and you filled out the form. Let me get it on the screen. So you got this and filled it out, and just make your reservation to be there. So what we heard via Weston was, if you're planning to come, please go and fill this out. There are links for it out on the Discord, and we will try to make sure that gets out to people so that people can sign up if they need to head on out. There's also a way to invite a friend when you RSVP. So I think they're probably doing it more for staffing, but we will somewhat treat it as a game, as a supporter group. They will have the plaza closed off. And as far as I know, unless someone corrects me in the chat, because we have a bunch of leadership members in there, I am not aware of any formal pregame event like hitting Coronado. I've heard of a couple people talk to maybe doing post-game at O'Brien's. So if you have something you'd like to do, maybe offer something up in the Discord and get something going on there. Gentlemen, are you going to be at the game? Kevin, we'll start with you. First, are you going to be there this Saturday?
There's a good chance I have nothing going on, so I will probably be there. I honestly didn't really know about it until yesterday or earlier today. So, but yeah, it's a locals game, or a loyal game, I should say. So, yeah, I'll probably be there.
It's a little tricky because the team has not publicized this, and this is it's the first time ever it's been like this for us with the Loyal. It's the only preseason match we have at Torero, and it's really just a scrimmage. So we do not get to see them at Torero after this until we see Detroit City in the home opener. Dylan, I know you're going to be there, because
I'll be there.
We're going to be doing some practicing. What do you, as far as the game goes and players, are you looking for anything when you go watch the game?
Yeah.
Is your mind going to be elsewhere for your show that you're trying to do, or are you going to watch the players?
That's a good question. I haven't even thought about that. No, I think I'll watch the game. I think not to like put ourselves into a box with the post-game show, but I think the idea there is to more have it be like a quick raw reaction kind of thing. Not like to have it be just total chaos, but more like just to kind of get how people are feeling. So I think in order to do that authentically, I would have to just watch and feel the game, you know? So I think it'll be this first practice might be a little off the cuff vibes based. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go watch the game as far as that's concerned. As far as the game, I don't expect the starters to play a whole lot, but I'm looking forward to seeing what some of the new guys can bring, especially Elliot Collier. I think he has been slept on a little bit by loyal fans. I think he's going to bring a lot to the team, and I'm looking forward to seeing what some of the young guys can do too. I know a bunch of youth guys just signed pro contracts, or not pro contracts, but academy contracts. Um, and you know, some of the guys like Jackson Kazanzu, it's kind of a young guy, came in at the end of the last season. I suspect he'll get some time. So yeah, you know, looking for the development side of things, I think, really.
How much time do you think if any, the academy kids will get? You think we'll see all of them if they're healthy?
I expect that we will see not like a nailed on starting 11 for the first half, but like a more or less starting 11 for the first half. And then I think we'll see like 11 halftime substitutions. So,
Right. And
yeah.
Kevin, I like to ask you also just your thoughts with the team or anything. Like if you're there and watching, what would you be looking for in this early of a preseason match?
I think Dylan's probably got it nailed down. Again, we don't know if they're going to run an actual 90-minute game or what exactly they're going to run. But my experience with watching teams in this early preseason playing college teams, yeah, it usually ends up being some pretty big wholesale changes at halftime. You're just trying to get people in. They're still trying to get up to full fitness. So we're not going to learn a whole lot about the team from this first outing, but it'll be good for some of the newer players to get their feet.
Right. I agree with both of you. I don't really know what to expect. I'm just I'm happy to be in Torero and be in 109 with everybody else and get a little practice run, especially with our chance to get ready for hosting Detroit City on March 11th.
I see here in the running order, John, you put a 3 p.m. kickoff for the game. That's correct. That's the published time. I don't mean to sound uninformed here, but yeah, that's when it starts.
That's what I got out of the email from the club.
Well,
when
all
they
right
sent that
then.
out.
I think that's as good
So
as it's going to get.
I would be happy if anybody else could verify that, especially right now, if we got some people in leadership to double check that kickoff is actually at 3 p.m. on Saturday. But that's what I read in the email I received. That's what I was using.
I was planning my day around going to that game anyway, so it's not going to be an issue, but I just want to make sure I'm there at the right time.
Agreed. Same. I don't want to be there hours early. I was originally thinking it was going to be in the evening.
Right, yeah.
But that threw me off. So I don't know. I'm waiting to see. I haven't seen anything come through in the chat yet for any verification. But that's what I have in my email is 3 p.m. All right. Well, while we're waiting to see if anybody helps us out with any correct information, if we're wrong, a couple of programming notes. One, this show, as I mentioned before, we're not going to air again for our second episode till the end of February. So February 28th will be the next episode of the Loyal Locals podcast. We are working on another show in addition to the ones that Dylan is helping out with. And one of those can be called Meet a Local, where we're going to do an interview and try to learn a little bit about each of us. We'll highlight somebody on each of those episodes. So not only are we looking for some people who would be interested in being an interviewer, we're certainly looking for some people who would be willing to be an interviewee. So that's probably what we're looking for right now. So I did see a confirmation come up through there that Jason said yes, 3 p.m. for the game this weekend. So Meet a Local, another show that's coming up, and we're looking for people to help with that, and we're looking for people who would be willing to be profiled on that as well. So if that is of interest to you, please hit me up in Discord. I'm at John Cross, and I will get you moving in the right direction for us to get that show off the ground. We're hoping to have a first episode here in a couple weeks as we start getting close to the first game of the season. And then, actually, Dylan, we'll give you guys a chance. Are you guys set? Are you looking for anybody to help out with your shows that you're doing? Are you not really in that place yet to know?
Yeah, I think I would say we're not quite in the place yet where we're asking for concrete things from people. But I will say that if you feel you have expertise or experience that will be useful to either a post-game show that might be live sometimes or a more tactical analysis show, please feel free, excuse me, to reach out to us in the Discord. We're totally willing to democratize like the work here within the locals. We've already kind of reached out to some people that we know will be helpful. So yeah, if you want to get involved, just reach out and we'll see if we can find a way to get you involved. It's the more the merrier.
And I like to tag on to that, not just for any of our specific shows, because that's
Right,
what we're talking
of
about
course.
right now, but anywhere, anything with the club. If you're new and you've just signed up and you want to get involved and help out, reach out on Discord. We're always looking for help. Stadium setups, painting tifos, just all kinds of stuff. There's lots of ways you can get involved and be a part of helping us grow and helping us do more this year than we've done in previous years.
If I may offer a personal anecdote, the first time I ever really got involved with locals stuff, despite having been a member for a while, but I went to help with the first TIFO of the year for the 2022 season. And it ended up just being me and Drew in a warehouse, and we were trying to do the projector during the day. And of course, the light was coming in, so I was climbing on the scaffolding, holding up an umbrella, trying to get the shade in the right spot so Drew could trace the TIFO. But anyway, I'm telling you this ridiculous story to illustrate that there's really just, if you want to get involved, just come and hang out and have a beer with us, and you never know what you'll end up doing.
And Kevin, how did you get involved with the locals? We'll just do a real quick side as well.
So I knew a lot of the people kind of starting up, Steve and Taylor, etc., through American Outlaws when before Loyal even had a name. So I went to a couple of the 2019 events. Unfortunately, I had to move away for a couple of years, but then got to move back to San Diego and get more involved.
All right, and I probably kind of like Kevin was around from the early days with Steve and Daryl and some of them, and Drew and Jerry Jimenez, and getting everything up and going to get this whole supporter group started. So it's been a fun journey along the way. I would like to bring this up just as a reminder. If you need any information, go to the locals website, thelocalssg.com. You can click on the link right up in the top here. If you're looking to join and be part of the locals, they've got the feeds there for Instagram and Twitter and how you can find us online on the socials. We do not have anything in TikTok. I think for 2, maybe 3 years, we've been trying to find someone who's willing to pick that up and take that on. So if that's you, please reach out. Probably reach out to Jason Radcliffe, but reach out to any of us out on Discord. We'll help hook you up to the right person. But right now, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, to find anything else you need. All the important immediate conversation happens in Discord. So again, you want to make sure you sign up for that if you're not signed up on Discord. And then the website for all our kind of evergreen stuff sits there on the website. All right, I think we're about time to wrap it up. Dylan, where can people reach you?
The best place to reach me on as far as social media goes would be Twitter at dwill94. That's DWIL94. But if you really want to reach me, the Discord. I check that more than I probably should. So.
All right, and Kevin, how about you?
Same. The Discord's probably the best place. I am KJ on there, but you can also find me on Twitter as Doughboy767.
All right, and I am John Cross, and you can best find me also at Discord at John Cross. Easier because all my socials are tied into my other business that I have. I don't actually have a personal account on any of the socials, so best way to reach me is on Discord. All right, well, gentlemen, thank you very much for helping out tonight and kick off the 2023 season of the Loyal Locals podcast. Thank you for being here, and I'll just double check and make sure we're not missing anything before we go. Also, I'd like to thank everybody who participated in the chat and helped get some confirmation of information on there. And I saw some conversations happening back and forth to help people out. And I think we got some people set up on Discord as well during the show here. So thank you, everyone. Again, one more time, thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll see you out at the SDSU match. Or we will see you at our opening match against Detroit City FC on March 11th. So long, everyone.
San Diego